So you guys probably wonder why I haven't been uploading. Well, the real reason is just because I've been fucking lazy, but also another reason is that because of Christmas break and New Year's and all that happening literally over the last few weeks, I've been busy, especially with work and everything, and then my days off I would just be absolutely burned the fuck out on making content because I would already be tired and I just want to sit here and play the game just like how I normally would, but I would just be too exhausted and too mentally dead in order to make more content. But here we are. I eventually did get to level 40 on my team. I'll give a recap video here as the next video, but also I definitely wanted to make a couple build videos because over that break I did manage to make a couple builds, one of them being a revisit to an older build that I made earlier in this game. But I definitely wanted to get this build video out there because I think for a lot of people, they're getting to the point to where, especially like the new players, are able to get to rebirth builds. And I think that this would be a pretty good first build to rebirth, or at least to talk about rebirthing, other than obviously the multi-position defender, which was the last build video that I have made. And then also the stretch playmaker, or the inside out playmaker and the power forward that I made, the one with the Kevin Durant thumbnail. That one is a pretty good build as well that you guys definitely should make as your main build if you guys don't have it, or you guys just don't really play a main power forward and you guys definitely would like to play it. Obviously rebirth it. It's such a good build. I have a lot of fun playing on it. But this is a point guard. This is a defensive type build. This is the two-way tempo pusher. And the original idea came from 2K Labs on pretty much making this build. So I definitely want to give a huge shout out to them, because without 2K Labs, I probably wouldn't have messed around with all these stats and come up with the build that is this two-way tempo pusher. So without further ado, let's actually get into this build here. If my stats would just load up on my page here, because a lot of the builds that I have made, or a lot of the builds that I tried making for specific characters or players, and I literally was going to do the like so-and-so's exact build in 2K22. I literally have went into their player, pretty much like one of their better players, like one of their best versions of them if they have multiple versions, and I took a look at their stats. I tried making it as close as possible to the actual like stat lines that they have in the game, and then I pretty much put that all down in the Google Doc. So if you guys want to see like the actual like templates and stuff like that and mess around with a lot of builds, I literally have builds from point guards, shooting guards, power forward, centers. You guys can take a look at these for yourself. And also, if you guys have any ideas for builds, let me know, and then I can try to recreate it, and I'll also put it in the Google Doc as well. You guys can go ahead and go down there. Link will be down there in the pinned comment, so you guys can go ahead, go down there and click on it, check out the Google Doc with all of it. And then also coming soon, I still have yet to update the list, but I do have jump shot info for jump shots with their speed, their green window size, their make percentages, and also their average make percentages. But just know that literally the list is organized by highest middle make percentage, so that green percentage, to literally like the lowest. So it's just obviously organized top to bottom with the middle make percentage. That's just how I like to organize mine, because obviously if you're going to be timing your shot a lot, then it'll be that one that you would want to go for, obviously. But without further ado, let's actually just talk about this two-way tempo pusher. That's like a really good build. Obviously 6'2", 190 pounds, 6'11" as your wingspan. So here's going to be the stat line. We're not really touching the close shot too much or anything. We're just going to let it ride out to a 46. That's how we're going to have it. Driving layup is going to go up to a 74, and then driving dunk is going to go up to a 92, just so we can get those elite contacts and everything, making sure that we get those very, very nicely. Then also with shooting, we're going to be bringing this bad boy up to not an 85 but an 82, because my multi-position defender has the same, and really an 80 to an 85 is like really perfect, in my personal opinion anyway. I just definitely love it being that high. So, or at least like having it like right there, that threshold from 80 to an 85, I feel like is just absolutely perfect to have it on. And then we have a 78 free throw as well. Now for the playmaking stats, we don't have as high of pass accuracy as you probably would wish, but that's just because we went with a main ball handler, somebody that's able to be a main ball handler with an 80, so not exactly like perfect. Able to have a lot of that speed with ball is very key. The only reason why we have like the ball handling and everything is literally for this speed with ball, so we can utilize those dribble moves and those animations and such, so we can get to the basket. Now I know what you guys are thinking, Snoops, if you want to drive to the basket, why not get hyperdrive any higher? That's just because it takes up a lot of attributes in order to do that, and I feel like the way that I have this built up is perfect how it is. But if you guys would like to have hyperdrive, you guys can try and get it for yourself. I'm not telling you that this 100% is the exact way to make this build, but obviously it's like with the way to make this build, having, you know, like the 3-pointer, having the driving dunk, having like really great playmaking, as well as really great defense. You sort of have to be an all-around player, and then some stats have to be fucking specific, like literally not having an 83 plus 3-point rating, and then also making sure you don't have a 76 plus or a 77 plus pass accuracy, if I remember properly. But it's just kind of ridiculous on how you have to be very specific with builds in this game. So now we are pretty much just putting a lot of effort into getting these here into these defensive stats. But as you can see, I have a 65 block, and if I go from 64 to 65, you guys can see that I get that silver intimidator, which is very important for this build, because intimidator literally has been one of the best badges in the game since intimidator was a fucking thing. And then also intimidator is one of the best, if not the best, defensive badge in the game as of season 3, because of how good it is and because of how it got buffed for this season. So it's really nice to have. But also don't forget your interceptor that we will be focusing on as well, because pretty much the main defensive badges we are focusing on is interceptor, intimidator, clamps. Those are your 3 badges that we are focusing heavily on and making sure that we are prioritizing. So obviously, like, other than that, hustler, getting that on at least silver is pretty good. Making sure you have pick dodger, and then if you guys like to have off ball pest, because you are going to play this more as like an off guard, you know, that's up to you as well. Pickpocket is also up there as well. Ankle braces is pretty good. But like I said, it's just all up to you guys. Menace, you can get tireless defender as well. But also for the rebounding, we're going to have the 78 defensive rebound, and then we're going to bring up the offensive rebound to a 56. So not really doing too much there, but making sure that we have like some really good badge point outputs here. 19, 22, 26, 26. Mainly because we're not focusing 100% on finishing. We're just making sure that our finishing is good enough for us to get the badges that we 100% need, while also being able to get my driving dunk to the point to where I can get those elite contacts, shooting to the point to where I can stretch the floor out consistently and get plenty of badges. Playmaking, obviously I can't, like, you know, be like a main pass first kind of guard. I'm going to be more of like an ISO type of player, being able to stretch the floor out to the 3 if I can. If not, then I can literally just drive in and give us some easy points on the inside. So how we are going to put this, put the rest of these stats up is as follows: a 90 stamina, which is really good, 90 speed, 87 acceleration with the 85 vert, just to make sure that we get all the dunk animations that we could possibly get with a 92 driving dunk. And then we also have, 25 strength, because we don't really need to touch it at all, because it's like for this, it determines who wins a contact battle and helps dictate how successful a player will be when backing down or being backed down in the post, both with and without the ball. So there's that. So literally, it's like if you have like a lot of contact, strength is definitely going to help there as well. But obviously, it's there's more to it than just that. And then also pass accuracy. The only reason why I'm just making it this low is because even if you did have it super high, there's going to be no point in making it like super high, like 95 plus, mainly because I just don't see the point in having it that high when passing lanes are completely overpowered. Passing lanes are the meta in this game, so making sure that you have that 90 steal is going to be great for that Hall of Fame interceptor. Making sure that you also have length with your player as well, with a higher wingspan if you so choose to go the defensive route with your build. So there's just like a lot of different things that go into this build here. But yeah, obviously when it comes to badges, I'll talk badges here in a second, because I want to get through this part here. So obviously you get lock take, play take, sharpshooter, and finishing takes. So these are the four takeovers that you can choose from in their respectful perks. So obviously you can have extreme clamps and enhanced jump shot contest because you are a defender, or you can have finishing moves with like something else. It's just completely up to you, but me personally, I'd probably run enhanced jump shot contest because it's nice as hell, and finishing moves. And then with the my player builder build complete, you have the two-way tempo pusher, shades of Baron Davis, John Morant, and John Wall. And I kind of see it for all three of these guys. There's just like some things with all three of these guys that are like the finishing aspect and the playmaking aspect. I just don't think that the two-way part is there for everybody. John Morant specifically. But I definitely do feel like John Wall just really works with this build, because I think of like two-way tempo pusher as like somebody like John Wall, maybe somebody like Victor Oladipo as well, but he's not going to show up on the list just because he's a shooting guard. There's just like quite a few players that you could consider a two-way or a tempo pusher just in general, but a two-way just definitely throws you in for a loop, because they have to be good at defense. And that's why I think of John Wall, because John Wall has always been known as like a great two-way player, as well as like a great playmaker and everything, and just really great at finishing at the rim. And he wasn't like the best three-point shooter, but he could shoot the three. He's hit the three. But let's go to test build real quick, and obviously set your overall rating for testing, 99 overall. And here's how you would do this. So Hall of Fame limitless takeoff, that would cost you 6. And then obviously you can just run gold or silver posterizer. It's totally up to you, but you can run gold. Slither finisher is pretty good as well if you want to run that. Lob City finisher is also going to be pretty good, but if you're going to be driving, doing layups and stuff, having that giant slayer will also be nice. And if that's going to be the case, you can throw on the slithery finisher on gold, or even just throw on fearless finisher and unstrippable if not. So you can either have slithery finisher on silver with bronze and bronze on those if you so choose, but other than that, I think this will probably be the way that I would lay mine out. And also it just comes down to, if you're gonna get stripped a lot while driving, that's the only reason why you would throw it on at least bronze, is if you're just getting stripped a lot. And then also Pro Touch, I really don't fuck with Pro Touch a lot, because I'm doing the same thing that I did in 2K21, which seems to be very effective, where you turn off your timing for layups. So if you turn off your timing layup in 2K21, you'll make a lot more. And I think it was the same way for free throws as well, except that free throws are literally goated this year, so you really only need like a 70 in order to hit consistent free throws, as long as you know the timing. So yeah, there's that as well. So that's just how I would probably lay those out. Now, for me, obviously, for shooting, it'll probably be similar to something like this. Having that mismatch expert is really, really good as well, just in case you are facing a taller player or you are in the shooting guard, because you are 6'2". So yeah, there's like a lot of things that you can do here, a lot of ways that you can build this up. Obviously, if you are playing the 2, having silver catch and shoot, having that dead eye as well will be nice as hell. And maybe having hot zone hunter. And let's see, because I'm thinking of if you're playing the 2 guard in like online, you're not really going to be doing like ISO a whole lot. And I'm thinking of like some other ways of playing this. And I think maybe having like a lineup of this, like that slippery off ball, would be really, really nice to have as well. Just because you're trying to like get open in the lane as well, because you can finish, but it's just totally up to you and how you like to play. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you like the badges you want, like the best badges. You have to run these badges, or else like you're not good at the game, or whatever the situation may be. I'm just telling you guys some really, really good badges that I think are good and what I would possibly run. It just depends on the situation at hand, and obviously like I'm limited as of right now, but if you rebirth, then you can add more badges onto it. Then once you get to level 39, you have like literally another badge, and that's level 39 for every season. So every season you get to level 39, you can add another badge onto your build, and you can choose where all the badge points go to after rebirthing. So that's really, really nice. But then also, according to leaks, the legend reward gives you 10 badge points. So if I'm not mistaken, that'll work the same way as well, to where you can add 10 badge points anywhere that you want. So you can literally put those, like you can put like 4 in shooting, and then like 3 in defense, and then another 3 in finishing if you wanted to. It's just up to you guys, but obviously like with how limited you are off the rip, before adding on those extra badges, like I would just say something like this is just fine. Literally something like this is fine. If not, then you know, obviously clutch shooter on bronze would be pretty nice to have. And then me personally, because I just think that it would be nice to have, just having that volume shooter increased as well. I don't really think you're gonna need green machine, especially with this build being really great at finishing. So that's the only reason why I'm not really focused on it. Quick first step, obviously dimer, bullet passer. Those are going to be your 3 main ones that you're going for here. Everything else is just pretty much up to you on how you like to play and everything. I'm going to make sure I have bailout on at least bronze, making sure that glue hands is increased as much as possible. You probably don't need it Hall of Fame, but you can just throw it on default and see what happens. Obviously downhill, having that on Hall of Fame or gold will be very, very nice. Considering that I think gold would be like your best bet. You don't really need it Hall of Fame because that costs an extra 2 points. If you're going to be dribbling a lot, obviously throwing on handles for days on at least silver is going to be very, very nice. And then this is where, you know, like it comes into play on how you guys like to play, because obviously you guys might not do a lot of bailouts, so you can just throw that off, and then you can just put on hyperdrive or quick chain. Or maybe you guys don't like having downhill so high, so then you just bring it down. So then you literally can get bailout with hyperdrive. And, you know, it's just totally up to you guys and how you play. But I personally think that I don't really need hyperdrive. I think I just want to rely more on just getting that silver unpluckable, and then maybe having that triple threat juke, because I'm not sure how effective triple threat juke is yet, but I definitely think that it could be an effective badge if used properly, especially with that speed boost that you can get off of everything else. So having Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame interceptor, those are the main badges. Intimidator is also really, really good. We're using up a lot of our points already. Hustler, you only really need it on like silver or gold. Not really focusing much on menace, but you can also have pickpocket if you so choose. You don't really need super high ankle braces unless you really choose to have it. You get rebound chaser. Don't really think you will need it though. I'm gonna throw on Hall of Fame pick dodger, and then throw on, let's see what we have here. I think with how I would play this, then I'd probably throw on tireless defender on bronze with off-ball pest on bronze. Yeah, and that's just like if I'm gonna have pick dodger and Hall of Fame, you can obviously take that off, and then you can go down here to get the tireless defender on silver, and then off-ball pest on bronze, or bronze with gold perhaps. It's just totally up to you guys how you would like to play. So there is that. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much how I would 100% have that played out as. Just to let you guys know, you do get 26, 26, 22, and 19 from defense to finishing. So let me know what you guys think of this build in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Use this template, to your advantage, obviously. I know there's probably a lot of ways you can make the build better for your specific playstyle by changing up some of the badges. But I know it just comes down to how you guys play. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Hope that you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell notification icon so you never miss another upload. Never miss when I go live as well. I plan on going live every time there is a new season in the game. So every time a new season drops, we're obviously going to be there as soon as it drops, live streaming on this channel. And it's going to be fantastic because we did about a little over 8 hours at the beginning of this season, so hopefully we can do another big live stream like that again this Friday. So anyway, stay tuned. We're also going to be streaming on Wednesday or whenever they release the courtside report for the new season, so we can get all the information. But other than that, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Later, everybody.
Bitch, start tripping, now I'm blue. Mega man, I can't win for losing cause I got too many haters, man.